What's up YouTube? Welcome to this Legion TV show premiere video. So I've been super hyped for Legion for quite some time. This is the culmination of Fox and Marvel working together to bring a TV show on the FX channel. So very, very good. Obviously a huge bait and switch in the TV episode, where I expected more of a sort of one flew over the cuckoo's nest sort of affair, but no, we've got something a lot more interesting and a lot better than what I thought we were going to get. So we've got an interesting timeline here. This is following David, aka Legion, who is the son of Charles Xavier and a woman from Israel. So a very interesting mix here. Wasn't mentioned at all really in this show who his parents are, who his lineage is, and mutants weren't really that mentioned as much as I thought they'd probably drop quite a few Easter eggs and names here in the show. But they didn't, which probably worked out a lot better. They can slowly reveal this mutant war that is seemingly coming in the second episode based on the promo for the second episode. So this is very much a invented universe. This is what the show's creator said. And we're getting mutants. We haven't got like Wolverine running around or anything like that. We've got a very, very powerful character. A very, very powerful mutant who has so many personalities, so many different powers, and has been toned down quite a lot for this TV show, which works out a lot better, I think. And the actor who's playing him is fantastic. Obviously, he was Cousin Matthew in Downton Abbey, which he was great in, and he left for Pastures New, and he has worked here. I kind of thought, what are you going to do? You're leaving one of the hottest shows in the UK to strike out on your own, which worked here, playing David, Legion. So very, very good episode. One criticism I would say with this episode is the fact that it was incredibly hard to follow. So we had him in the mental facility, which was it real? Was it a front just to get him in the kind of government fold and get all this information out, or was it what it was, where he was in this facility, then a incident occurred and he revealed himself to be who he is? And was his girlfriend a plant there? Did they plant her in there to trigger him and get him on side for the Mutant Liberation Front? So bit weird there, kind of things going on, but I think as this show goes on, we're going to get a lot more narrative going on. This is literally just a big, big, heavy kind of stylistic pilot like we usually get with these shows that have proved to be so popular, just like Westworld, Game of Thrones, etc. So the narrative will unravel as we go on. And it's interesting to see Aubrey Plaza die in the first episode. It's like, what is that about? But we're going to get her because she seems to be still in his head, and we're going to see her in a kind of weird fashion, and I'm glad we're seeing her and she isn't just cut out of the show altogether, because she's a fantastic actress. You haven't seen Life After Beth? Check that out on Netflix. Superb, and obviously she was in Parks and Rec. So lots of intrigue here. He seems to be being followed by this mutant, this devil or demon with the yellow eyes, which to me it kind of looked like Toad mixed with the Blob, those mutant characters of the X-Men comics. But it is more likely to be the Shadow King, who is a kind of energy, kind of multi-craziness, succubus of energy and hatred, and is really, really powerful. And we sort of saw some instances of it in that weird little cage thing, and it is haunting David throughout. And the Shadow King actually had some altercations with the X-Men as well, and also had confrontations with Charles Xavier, who was then inspired to kind of make this X-Men team, which deep cut there and makes a lot of sense. So I think that mystery is going to unravel as we go along. I kind of think of this show as more like Outcast or Outlast, which is a kind of complement to it in a stylistic tone and this so slow unravelling of the mystery. So I really did enjoy this show. I kind of think they went a lot for style over substance. They could have got more information out, but I think that will then move on later on, and he then learns of his true lineage and learns of this whole mutant thing that is going on in the world. So this looks to be about the 70s. This is set after the whole First Class thing. We will have crossovers apparently, but I don't expect it to be like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. where it is so kind of big in the world. This is kind of separate and a time before the whole huge X-Men sort of thing. This is a kind of separate. So it's interesting to see how much of the X-Men universe they're going to use in this. Obviously, the X-Men universe is so disjointed, so this actually helps it out, because this could be maybe even a separate timeline, perhaps. But it is really cool, and I'm really intrigued to see what's going on. We've got the mutants fighting against the government here, which would make sort of sense after the whole First Class sort of thing, when Magneto made himself so prevalent and well known. We don't hear about any other mutants who are in this world. This is kind of like exploring the world around what happened then, but they're not mentioned. So I think this is a really good pilot. Maybe more narrative, more story later on. Pleased from it. But that is it. Please do drop a like. Please do subscribe. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.